me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Ask Ms. Steve, you call the roll, please.
Arlene Payne, Ray Haggerty, Bill Lucas.
Here.
Martin Meyer.
Here.
Bob Nelson. Sam Powers.
Here.
Ron Richards.
Here.
Allison Litterbush. Here. Vice President.
Okay, we do have a quorum. I'd ask a motion to approve the agenda. You do have that agenda in your packages.
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second. Been moved and seconded to approve the agenda. Again, I remind each of the council persons if there's any conflict of interest, please notify the entire council prior to voting. Is there any discussion on the agenda? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The agenda is approved. You have in your council packages the minutes from the February 4th council meeting. To ask for a motion to approve those minutes.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes from the February 4th council meeting.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve the minutes. Are there any questions, comments, or discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are approved. You have in your package claims, bills in between for $111,920.16. I'd ask for a motion to approve those bills in between.
Make a motion to approve the bills in between of $111,920.16.
I'll second that.
Been moved and seconded to approve the bills in between. Are there any questions, comments, or discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The bills in between are approved. You also have in your packages current claims for $43,578.97, along with 2018 accounts payable of $310.58. I'd ask for a motion to approve those current claims.
Make a motion to approve the current claims payments of $43,578.97 and payments, out of balance $310.58.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve those current claims. Are there any questions, comments, or discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Current claims are approved. Next item on the agenda is communications from the public. We have none listed. Are there any communications from the public? Seeing none, move on to personnel. We have two personnel actions. I'd ask for a motion to approve personnel actions A and B.
I make a motion to accept personnel items A and B.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the personnel actions A and B. Are there any questions, comments, or discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Personnel actions are approved. We have committee reports, administrative and finance. Bob is not here tonight. Airport Advisory Committee, Bill.
The Airport Advisory Committee will meet Thursday, February 28th at 8 a.m. at the airport.
Okay, thank you. Custer Fall River Regional Waste Management District, Ron.
There will be a special meeting on 21 February, 6 p.m. to interview and select a new secretary treasurer. Next regular meeting will be 14th of March 2019.
Okay, thanks, Ron. Downtown Historic Preservation Commission, Arlene is not here tonight. Evans Plunge Advisory Committee, Allison.
The Evans Plunge Advisory Committee meeting was canceled since there was no new items from the last meeting. Our next meeting will be March 14th at Evans Plunge.
Okay, thank you, Allison. Parks, Recreation, Beautification, and Council Development, Marty?
Parks Committee met on February 5th at the Mueller Civic Center. The meeting was attended by Mayor Cotty, City Administrator Kim Barbieri, Bart Sieg, Jerry Culligan, Barbara Walters, Kathy Wren, Chris Kapke, and myself. The committee also welcomed Don Ackerman, who presented his plans for sculpture art installations along the Freedom Trail honoring veterans. Prior to Don's presentation, Mayor Cotty shared some history from the original document of the trail's design approved in 1990. Plans referred to a tribute to military history and also discussed the installation of a statue honoring veterans and military service. And this happens to correspond with Mr. Ackerman's presentation. Don has a vision for and is excited to take the reins of this project. His plan includes sculptural installations along the trail, following a timeline through military history, specialized lighting along the trail, which may also include safety or security cameras, and also a digital device at each location which offers an audio history at the push of a button. Mr. Ackerman, utilizing his close relationship with our new governor, is optimistic that he will be able to acquire the necessary funding for the project, which could potentially be around, according to his estimates, $100,000 per year. It was suggested by Mayor Cotty as additional fundraising to include a plaque at each installation recognizing those who made a donation toward the project. It was also suggested that the project include local and regional talent, as well as honor local military heroes. We were also made aware by Chris Kapke that he has considerable experience as a stone fabricator and could potentially offer those skills and advice as it pertains to the stone bases of the sculptures. Parks Committee, with the understanding that there will now be no expense or cost to the city to start the project, is in unanimous support of the project moving forward. Kathy Wren provided info regarding a pickleball clinic, and in that regard, I spoke with her today. New business with the Parks meeting, we also discussed the expansion of the summer rec program to include year-round activities, and it's on the agenda for the next admin finance meeting to consider an increase in hours for Summer Rec Director Kathy Wren in order to accommodate this. And she's already talking about, she has set up at the Mueller Civic Center for people to play pickleball starting on March 5th at 10 a.m. on Tuesdays. It'll be open play. That'll happen for approximately 6 weeks. She's also looking at Tuesday nights, the same date. It would be 5:30 to 7:30. That is not confirmed yet, but that is something she is considering. Also trying for basketball and volleyball Mondays and Wednesdays at the same dates, 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. at the Mueller Civic Center. So excited about having some winter activities for summer rec as well. Bart Sieg reported that the construction of the new tennis backboard is complete and that it will be installed in the near future, and if you've driven by the tennis courts, it has been installed. There is a new backboard. They had built it and it would not fit through the door, so they had to take it over the top to get it in and installed. So, Kim provided prices for new outdoor basketball poles, backboards, and baskets at Butler Park, which are being considered and are part of a donation from the Elks Club. Cost ranges from anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000 each. Jared Culligan offered to research the cost of installing the poles with a local contractor. The next Parks meeting will be March 5th at 3 p.m. at the Mueller Civic Center.
Okay, thank you, Marty. Good meeting. Planning and Zoning Commission, Allison?
Planning and Zoning's meeting tomorrow, February 20th at 7 p.m. at City Hall.
Okay, thank you. Public Safety, Bill?
Public Safety will meet tomorrow at 1 p.m. at City Hall.
Thank you. Public Works, neither Bob nor Ray is here. Because there is so much going on in Public Works, I just want to give a brief summary of what happened at the meeting. Myself, Ray, Kim Barbieri, Tracy Bastian, Scott Sogi, Bob Nelson were in attendance. It looks like the grant came through for the brush piles, and our city administrator Kim has finished the RFP for the removal of those brush piles and should be coming out in the paper shortly so that people can bid on that. We have some ongoing discussion with Prairie Hills Transit as to the location of the bus barn that they want to build here. There's 3 possible locations that are in play, and we'll be bringing that before the council, or before Public Works, to make a final suggestion, and then that will come before the council for final approval. I just wanted to give you a heads up on that. They're still awaiting the hangar electrical service panel to be finished. We haven't heard any completion of the energy audit as yet. That's ongoing. And there's ongoing discussion in the corner lot at University and Chicago. The suspended sidewalk along River Street, we received a conceptual design package from ISG. I was a little bit concerned because along with receiving the conceptual design package, we received a bill. And I did not feel that was a complete design and what we asked for as far as a cost estimate. There were a lot of extraneous things that were included in that. I did have subsequent to the meeting an opportunity to contact ISG, and they will be providing some more detailed engineering analysis that we can review along with a more accurate cost estimate that just includes the sidewalk rather than the extraneous stuff that they included in that. We'll also be doing a Skype meeting with them to go over that and get a better idea of the concept and what their basis for the design would be. And the next Public Works Committee meeting is scheduled for February 26th at 3. Moving on, Southern Hills Economic Development. Marty?
Nothing new to report. The next Shedco board meeting will be Friday, March 15th at noon at the Winners.
Okay, Southern Hills Golf Course Advisory Committee. Again, not much golf going on these days. Although Jason did put out an email today, we're expecting that hopefully the course will be open by the middle of March, by the 21st. And that obviously is a day-by-day, weather-by-weather start date. Just a reminder that until the ground is thawed completely, carts are not allowed on the course, and that foot traffic is if someone does want to play early before the thaw comes out. Volunteer Fire Department, Ron?
Hot Springs Volunteer Fire Department met 12 February 19 at 7 p.m. at the fire department. Meeting open at 7 a.m. Hot Springs Fire Department had 2 false alarms at the Wind Cave Visitor Center. The rest of the month was pretty quiet. Nearly all the members have completed the wildland refresher courses. There's 3 yet to finish that. Jason Correll was sponsored for a 1-year probation, voted and approved. March will be the Midwestern Muster Train in Rapid City. Motion to second and adjourn. Next meeting will be the 12th of March, 7 p.m. at Hot Springs Volunteer Fire Department.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to comprehensive plan, Sam?
No reports since last time.
Okay. First item of new business, you do have a plat in your packages. This is up by the state home along 25th, North 25th and North 26th Street. I would ask for a motion to approve that plat. I'm not going to try to read that, but whoever makes the motion certainly would appreciate it if you'd go through that detail.
All right. I'll make a motion to approve the plat titled The Plat of SD-1 Tract, Grimes Tract South, Fisher Tract, and Lot 9R of Block 42, and Vaughn Tract, VA-2 Tract, 7-11 tract, and lots 18R through 23R of Block 43 and Cruise tract, and VA-1 tract of Block 44, all in Second Minnetonka, addition to Hot Springs, Fall River County, South Dakota, prepared by Anderson Engineers, dated 11/30/2018, which abandons alleys in the Second Minnetonka addition.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to approve those plats, and again, that corresponds with the way the property is divided in that area. Is there any discussion, questions, comments?
I just want to clarify, this particular addition was done in the late 1890s. The property started being sold in late 2015, early 2016. When that happened, we no longer allow alleys in any developments. This doesn't have a developer. So as these lots were being sold individually, we ended up becoming de facto developers. So, and to do so, we needed to get rid of all the unneeded alleys, putting all of that land back on the tax rolls. So we needed to do that so that we could move forward with all of our utilities. So that's kind of the basis of why this is happening.
Thank you, Kim. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item B is automatic budget supplement of some $4,934.60 to the general fund for street lighting. Apparently, that is a repayment for a damage done to a traffic signal pole on University and 19th. I would accept a motion to approve that budget supplement.
I make a motion to approve an automatic budget supplement of $4,934.60 to the general fund street lighting department. 1014316042200 for the repair of damage done to the traffic signal pole on University Avenue and 19th Street on 11/12/2018. Revenue received from State Farm Mutual Automobile Insurance Claim number 416636R34.
A second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve that budget supplement. Are there any questions, comments, or discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item C is a possible motion and discussion to approve the Weston Group proposal for a compensation project. And we've identified funds from contingency no greater than $5,000 to pay for this compensation project. And what, as you recall, when we go through the budget process, it's sometimes a question mark as to are we paying our employees commensurate with what their job responsibilities are. And this study will assist us in making that determination, whether we're getting our money's worth or whether we're underpaying the individuals, and those costs will be adjusted for our locality here in Hot Springs. I think it's important that in the Admin Finance Committee thought it was important that we get this information and complete this study. It helps us be competitive as positions come open, that we're paying what the position is worth. And they'll walk us through this this study. It's they're familiar with our area, and we've had a good session asking them questions at the last Admin Finance meeting. Are there any questions, comments, or I guess I'd ask for a motion to approve that compensation project?
I'll make a motion to approve the Weston Group proposal for a compensation project, funding to come from contingency. Resolution will follow with an estimated cost of, estimated expense of $5,000.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded that we go forward with this project. Are there any questions, comments, or discussion?
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to say that I've sat in on a couple of the admin finance meetings where this information was reviewed. This is the second proposal that admin finance has looked at. The first proposal was for a little more than 3 times this amount. In looking at the product that was provided, we couldn't see that this was any less of a quality product. They've provided examples of the type of spreadsheets and such that they provide. They're very user-friendly. The amount of work that the city staff has already done, I think has gone a long way in allowing us to be able to use the more economical product. They've, I think, between Kim and Misty, have worked with the department heads to review the job descriptions, to make sure that we're looking at the right things. There are systems in place so that if they look at something and it's like, this doesn't look right, there's processes in place that they can check that so that they're not giving us bogus information. The one example, I guess, that might come to mind is where we have a maintenance worker that also serves as our city safety coordinator. And if you just look at her title as a maintenance worker, but then you looked at all of her duties as a safety coordinator, that would be a red flag. But there's things in place that we can accommodate for that. So there's been a lot of upfront work looking at this, and it seems to be a very good product at a very reasonable price. So there's been a lot of assessment going into this proposal.
Any other questions or comments? Thanks,
I
Bill.
see the price as an estimate. Is there a reason why we don't have a more pinned down amount?
We're setting that as a top figure. It depends on how many they review and the depth of the review they have to do. So similar to what Bill was saying, if it's kind of, I don't know if I'd say red flag, but if it's a unique circumstance where comparing that person to another person who does that work might not give us a good result, we'll have to do a little more work for those. So we have a good estimate, but we don't have an exact amount, but we set that as a limit. And they did.
And they are
confirm-
aware of the limit.
Yes, and they confirmed that we would get a product that gave us the answers to all of our questions before we met that dollar amount. So it's not like we'll be 70% of the way through and they say, oh, you're at $5,000, you gotta stop there. So they'll let us know as we get closer.
And who is the group?
It's called the Weston Group. They're out of
Okay,
Sioux
right,
Falls.
right, okay. Out of where?
And out of Sioux Falls.
Sioux Falls.
And it's all of our employees. We're gonna do all, and it's actually job description, not employees. So if you have 4 people that are lifeguards or 12 people that are lifeguards, they'll be one job description.
Good question.
Can we word the motion of estimated expense amount to exceed $5,000?
So does he need to make amendment to it?
Okay, as a result of the discussion, would you offer that as an amendment, Marty?
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to amend.
We already had a motion and a second, so you can ask Bill if he'd agree to amend
Yeah.
his motion, or we'd vote on that one and we'd vote it down and then we'd reconsider.
Will you amend
I would amend my motion to a not to exceed $5,000.
Thank you. And the second?
Okay. Okay, it's been moved and seconded to amend the language to include the cause that the expenses not exceed $5,000. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none then, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Also have in your package information for possible motion and discussion to authorize our librarian Amanda Jensen to accept the Stephanie Miller Davis Library Grant for $1,000 if it's awarded. And this is in support of our summer reading program. The reason that we're considering this way, the timeline from this group selecting the grant, offering it, and us accepting it, we would not be able to get that in to a council meeting. So we want to pre-approve accepting this grant of $1,000 if we were to receive it. There's no guarantee we will, but we feel we have a good chance of doing that, and we want to just be able to accept that as it comes so that we can put it in practice. I think they're granted in April, and the award comes in May, and that would, early May, and that would allow the time and purchase the materials that they need for the summer reading as a result of getting this grant. So I'd accept a motion to authorize our librarian to accept the Stephanie Miller Davis Library Grant if we do get it awarded.
Make a motion to authorize librarian Amanda Jensen to accept the Stephanie Miller Davis Library Grant for $1,000 if awarded in support of the 2019 summer reading program.
A second.
It's been moved and seconded to accept that, or to authorize Amanda to accept that grant if it's awarded. Are there any questions, comments, or discussion?
Kim, this might be a question for you on the back here. Is this what Amanda put in as for the grant? This is all their stuff. So when
Yes.
she put a $3,000 total budget required for the program, that was, she was saying overall that's $3,000, we just want $1,000.
Yeah, the grants were for $1,000.
Okay.
Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next item is authorizing myself on behalf of the city to accept the solid waste management grant. This is for 25% of the green waste pile that we've had growing for the last year and a half.
4 years.
4 years, I guess, total. It has kind of gone out of control, and we've finally gotten a grant to assist us in getting that green waste pile processed. And the RFP, has that gone out?
Yes, and we opened it on March 12th.
And we'll be opening on March 12th. And we've got $17,500 to apply for that. Again, you see that in your packages. There's a lot of boilerplate that goes along with that. Kim, Tracy, Misty have reviewed that, and we believe that we can meet all those requirements. So I'd ask for a motion to authorize myself on behalf of the city to accept that waste management grant award.
Make a motion to authorize Mayor George Cotti on behalf of the city to accept the South Dakota Solid Waste Management Grant Award for 25% of the green waste pile processing, not to exceed $17,500.
Second.
Been moved and seconded that we accept that solid waste grant. Are there any questions, comments, or discussion?
George, assuming
Yes.
everything falls into place, what's the projected timeline for having the chip done?
We should,
I can,
Yeah, go ahead.
It's a requirement part of the grant to have a timeline. If we have it bid out now, we open March 12th, then we would have to take it, review it in Public Works, get the contract, so that would be by the end of March that we'd have that done. So April, we're looking at mid-April starting. We think it'll take about 3 months, and that's what we've been told it will take. We give a 4th month just in case of bad weather, stuff like that, so we should have it in July. Count on my fingers.
And is that in the RFP for
Yes.
whoever's bidding that knows what our timeline is?
Exactly, is required.
And we will have some chip material that can either be utilized for biochar or for fill material for erosion blankets. Hopefully we can gain some of that money back. That's not part of the RFP.
And we do have liquidated damages, should that not meet that deadline.
The product from this, the chipping from this will be available to the public too, like the other chips out there?
I'm sure there'll be
I would
a
think.
lot.
Oh, I'm sure there's gonna be.
I think we'll have
Chips.
plenty. I think we'll have plenty.
We will gladly, I'm sure,
Come again.
What was your address?
unless somebody offers us billions of dollars for it. Okay, any other discussion concerning the solid waste management grant? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We also have a motion, and we want to reappoint Kara Hagan and Brian Powers to our Historic Preservation Commission. They're both willing to serve another 3-year term. Both are serving now. Both have done an excellent job. They're active on the Historic Commission. I'd accept a motion to approve their reappointment.
Make a motion to reappoint Kara Hagan and Brian Powers to the Historic Preservation Commission for a 3-year term, 2019 to 2021.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to make these reappointments. Are there any questions, comments, or discussion?
Yeah, I have a question for our attorney. Would this be considered a conflict of interest for me to vote on this item, considering as a family member of mine is involved in the motion?
Well, he's a chairperson of the committee, but he's not involved in the motion because it's not his name. So just want to clarify that, right?
No, it's to
Oh, it
reappoint
is,
Brian
yeah.
Powers.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
Brian,
that's not
you-
our right.
He's my father.
Yeah, I would have to get.
Abstain.
In that case, we may want to table this for next meeting because there's not enough of us
There
here to
would be
actually
a
make a
quorum
decision.
then.
Yep.
But you said a quorum is of who's present at one time was named, which is different from our term that you said it's of who's present. But we can table it too, it's probably not a big deal.
Without
The
me-
quorum would be 3 when there's 5 present. In the community.
Yeah,
Just
have
table
that
it to be
really-
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I remember what I said, but I don't remember the
reasons, yeah. I
details.
think you wrote it.
I wrote you down, but I don't have it locked all memory.
Thanks for speaking up on that.
Yeah.
So we have a motion and a second to approve it, so what do we have to do? Take it
Well,
now?
it's been, we have an abstention, so therefore we do not have a quorum to be able to approve the motion, and therefore, I think I will just ordain that it will be moved to the next meeting for approval, since there's no quorum to vote on it.
That works.
Now we can move on to possible, and thanks for bringing that up, Sam, good catch. Possible motion discussion to authorize us to sign an interagency agreement between the state of South Dakota Department of Transportation and the city of Hot Springs. And this is related to the federal funding of airport. What happens when we do have an airport improvement project? We get funded a considerable amount through the FAA. 90% of those improvement projects are funded as a result of the FAA looking at the project and approving it. That money has to pass through the Department of Transportation Aeronautics Board, and the state of South Dakota DOT will generally put in 5%, And so we're responsible for the last 5% of those airport improvement projects. That's very important for our airport because a large hangar project that considerably cuts the cost down. If we are resurfacing a runway, it can be quite expensive. That cuts our city costs down considerably, and the FAA bears the burden of that cost. So that's why we're making this motion. It's allowing us to sign that agreement that that money would pass through the State Department of Transportation on its way to us. I'd accept a motion then to authorize me to sign that interagency agreement.
I make a motion to authorize the mayor to sign the agency agreement between the state of South Dakota DOT and the city of Hot Springs related to federal funding for airports being passed through South Dakota DOT.
Second that.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to authorize myself to sign that agreement. Are there any questions, comments, or discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item H is a temporary alcoholic beverage license for Winter Circle for the Chamber of Commerce annual dinner on March 16th here at the Mueller Civic Center. Ask a motion to approve that temporary alcoholic beverage license.
Make a motion to approve temporary alcoholic beverage license application from CS Incorporated doing business as Winter's Circle to be used for the Hot Springs Chamber of Commerce annual dinner on March 16, 2019 at the Mueller Civic Center.
I'll second that.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve this license. Are there any questions, comments, or discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We also have some travel requests in front of you. First one for Captain Wainman of our police department to attend a de-escalation instructor course. This would be offered in Minot, North Dakota from June 2nd to the 6th. Again, this is I think a very good training. He will come out qualified to instruct de-escalation, which is an important aspect of law enforcement, to be able to talk someone down from a high emotional state and get them calmed down. I accept a motion to approve that travel request.
Make a motion to approve the travel request from Police Captain William Wayman to attend the de-escalation instructor course in Minot, North Dakota, June 2nd through the 6th, through June 6th, 2019.
Second that.
It's been moved and seconded to approve this travel request. Are there any questions, comments, or discussion? Hearing.
Oh, sorry,
Go
I'm just
ahead.
wondering, is the goal to make sure that he comes back and trains all of our?
Yes, absolutely, yes. Any other questions, comments? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Also have a travel request for our airport manager, Ed Jensen, to attend the South Dakota Airports Conference in Watertown. That's March 27th through the 28th. And that's a very valuable conference for our airport manager to attend. A couple of years ago, he went and picked up an award for Hot Springs having the best airport in South Dakota. So,
Well, those are really important meetings, because you sit down with all of the people that are there from FAA. They talk over everything that's planned on your 5-year list. They talk about all sorts of things. So, Bill, I'll probably talk to you to see if you want to join me in coming to at least one day.
we'll accept a motion to approve that travel request for Mr. Jensen.
I'll make a motion to approve the travel request from Airport Manager Ed Jensen to attend the 2019 South Dakota Airports Conference in Watertown, South Dakota from March 27th through March 28th, 2019.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve this travel request. there any questions, comments, or discussion?
I'm just curious, like, just a technical note where it says, this is the same, same department, right? What's that one?
It's out of, yes, out of his.
Because it said on the one, it says 5684 remaining.
No, one's police and one's airport.
Okay.
They're different departments.
Oh, yeah, okay, I'm sorry, I didn't understand.
One's police and one's
Out of the
Airport.
airport budget.
for Mike's, it's out of the airport.
Nope, that's out of
So
the police
that would
department.
be out of the police.
Oh, got it.
And Ed's would be out of the airport, so he's got that. Okay, any other questions, comments, or discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We also have a travel request for our police chief, Mike Close, to attend the 2019 Joint Chief Spring Conference. That's it from April 23rd to the 25th. You'll notice he has last year's agenda items. They don't have the agenda for this year's conference out yet, but again, these are very valuable conferences for our police chief to attend. I'd accept a motion to approve this travel request.
Make a motion to approve travel request from Police Chief Mike Close to attend the 2019 Joint Chiefs and Sheriffs Spring Conference, 4/23 to 4/25/2019.
Second?
Been moved and seconded to approve Chief Close travel request to the spring conference. Are there any questions, comments, or discussion?
Here's my question. I got confused because I was looking at the other one while we were discussing that. So if, is this already deducting the 817?
The amount available is a moving target, so as things get paid that you have approved in the past, that number goes down. So the recent difference between those two numbers is when one filled it out and the other filled it out, they went to Pure and got the new vehicle. So there was travel expense related to that. But no, ones that are approved now, we're just, when they fill out the form, we're looking at what they have available right then. When he goes in April, his budget will probably be quite a bit less than it is on this request.
Okay, thank you.
Hope we don't watch, help you can watch that.
Yes, that is being watched. Good catch, Marty. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I'd like to table item L until after the executive session. I would accept a motion to table item L until after executive session.
I'd like to make a motion to table item L until after executive session.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to table item L until after executive session. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We'll move on in the agenda, the finance officer report. Misty?
A reminder, Wednesday, April 3rd is the South Dakota Municipal League District 9 meeting in Keystone. Just for the legislative review that Yvonne Taylor gives alone, it's worth going. It's also a nice dinner. You get to meet some of our constituents. If you wanted to take a spouse, you're welcome to do that. RSVPs are required by the 20th of March. It's a fun event. It's not very far away, and I would encourage attendance if you're interested. The 2019 municipal and school election is going after March 1st. You can circulate nominating petitions, and then they are due by March 26th at 5 p.m. We have 5 seats open this year. That's one more than we usually have, and that's because we had an appointment last year. If you or anyone you know is interested in running, please encourage them to do so. I've got a nice little printout that talks about why you should run, and so if you're wondering if you know anybody, if you know anyone who wishes to serve their community, who is willing to provide good leadership, who wants to plan and build for the future, they should run, because they have a contribution to make, ideas to be shared, and passion that hopefully motivate, and a commitment to do the right thing no matter what. They should run if they understand that they are willing and will sacrifice popularity, family time, and that you sometimes have to make decisions that benefit the community as a whole, but don't benefit you personally. And you should run if you want a better future for your grandchildren and your grandchildren's grandchildren. I really liked that. That's what we're looking for. So if you or anyone you know who lives in our beautiful community is one of those kind of people, please encourage them. And if they have any questions, I'm sure any of you can answer from your own perspective, and all of us at City Hall would be happy to talk to them as well. Have been working on the ordinance codification project with American Legal, just to provide you an update. I gave it to the admin finance meeting. They are done with the editing, and they're currently proofing, and they'll have a draft to us in about 2 weeks for us to start looking at, and we'll need to spend time with our attorney and reviewing the recommendations from American Legal, but that is ongoing. So if anyone looked at our website, Kim was gracious enough to put a little note if you're looking up ordinances. The few that we've passed since about mid-2018, those aren't updated on there yet because we are going through this process with American Legal. So if you're interested in any of those, we can get them at City Hall, but the ones on our website will be updated after our review with American Legal is done. Bill talked a little bit about the work that we've done reviewing and updating as needed all the job descriptions in preparation of the wage study. Bob Nelson's not here tonight, but I wanted to thank him for the extensive work he did initially looking through those. Kim and I have gone through them, and all of the department heads have reviewed the job descriptions and provided some good feedback to make sure that the information that we're giving the Weston Group is as accurate as possible. We can't possibly list everything, but as they do that comparison, they want to know what the main duties of your job are. So I think we have a good start on that. I have been compiling info for the citywide fee review. We've never done it in this manner before, where we've created all of our fees in one resolution, but many communities do, especially the bigger ones. It makes it easier from a legacy standpoint for new council members to know where to go to look for all our fees. And then if we want to change fees, we can just change that resolution. They don't have to change all the ordinances, because we can pass a fee resolution that says any notes to fees prior to this date are superseded by this new one. I'm looking forward to getting something a little more user-friendly, because if you did want to look up fees for different things in the cities, you have to know where to go, and you go to a bunch of different places to get that. So that was the goal of council. We talked about during budget time as we were planning for 2019, and we've been talking about it in the admin finance, so more to come on that. I've been busy working on our 2018 annual reports and compilation of the financial analytics. This hopefully is the last batch of 2018 payables that we'll approve, and then we'll take receivables through the end of February. I've reconciled all the year-end cash accounts and completed the payroll accruals, the accumulated leave liability, the property tax receivable today. I've reconciled the revenue, the utility billing receivable, and I'll be jumping into the special assessment schedules, our debt recons, our maturity schedules and debt roll forwards, depreciation and capital assets, and I'm making good progress towards an on-time annual report and hopefully a good audit report. That's all I got.
Thanks. Kim?
She tires me out.
All day, every day.
We've been real busy in the winter months, doing a lot of safety training, equipment repair, and expanded job training. And you can see that just even with what's been going through on this particular agenda for tonight. Many departments have already begun work on their 2019 goals. For example, an easy one, Kathy Jersa, who is our clubhouse person, she is working with the Pepsi supplier to remove the unusually loud and unusually large soda machine out of the dining area. And we're actually, amazingly enough, connecting it to the existing soda stream that we have behind the counter. Go figure. Because it is a service provided by a carrier, somebody that we use, there will be no cost associated with this. So, yay us. I too have been working on safety training, and I also have been working on regular training, and I've had an opportunity to attend the Evergreen Marketing's workshop on social media and photography for social media marketing. This just came to me today by one of our people that we deal with on doing a lot of our advertisement through Evergreen Media Marketing, and they gave me a week notice. So I'm not going to have my travel request done by then, but I thought I'd at least let you know that I'd like to attend this, and it's $35, it's in Rapid City. I don't ever request travel money for a Rapid, because I usually pick up something at Walgreens and call it a day. And, but it would be on the 28th, and our next meeting is the 4th, so you might like to go and see that on the 4th agenda. These are tools that I intend to use for Evans Plunge and Southern Hills Golf Course, as well as any other post or advertising that can place the city in a positive light. What we're finding in a lot of the marketing trends is that a lot of people, because Facebook is becoming more political, are leaving Facebook and are slowly migrating over to Instagram. So we might be doing the same, and in doing that, that has to be very visual. And if you keep taking pictures of walls and floors and stuff like that, you're not going to get much of a following, so you have to have good photography skills for that. Work is continuing on the Pete Lenitz and planning contract. We just kind of keep going back and forth in a cha-cha. The Evans Plunge is getting ready for closure, but first the puppy plunge. That'll be the last night. It's on March 3rd. It's an evening one, winter, so if it's cold, bring blankets and stuff for your pup. But we will be closed the first full 2 weeks of March. We'll be opening up on the 17th for a new day at Evans Plunge. We're starting swim classes outside of the summer recreation program. We have swimming lessons for kids, level 1 through 5. And for the first time since we've owned it, adult level swimming 1. So if you know somebody who's always wanted to learn how to swim or maybe is afraid of the water, this would be a great class for them to take. We're also doing a Mommy and Me class, which is pretty cool. And actually it looks like we might be expanding it to 2 Mommy and Me classes and a preschool class. So we're going to get the whole family out there swimming. And that's actually one of the goals whenever I first sat down with Chris Hansen and talked about personal goals for her as a facilities director. She said, I want to teach every kid in Hot Springs how to swim and how to love Evans Plunge. And so she's working on that bigger goal. Let's see, work is continuing on our website. I'm working with Robert Sharp Associates, as well as we're receiving training on how to increase search engine presence for Evans Plunge, Southern Hills Golf Course, as well as the Mueller Center. I'm just trying to get into all this because there's all sorts of things that you have to do, and they teach you how to, they're going to be teaching me how to get organized with it and actually create a calendar for social media and website stuff, just to keep us relevant and searchable. If you do a really great website and you don't change things on it, it will become like a dead site. So there's things that we have to do on a regular basis. Even little tweaks will ping us up to where we need to be, and those are the things that actually will help us grow and become more effective, getting people to come to our different places that we own. Also, just to recap, the RFP for workforce housing opens up on the 26th. At the Public Works meeting at 3 o'clock. They are due at noon that day in City Hall. The request for bids for the green waste piles opens up March 12th at 3 o'clock, and that too is due noon that same day. I've also been working with Shedco and getting some vacant structure information to them. We're looking into some other things for expanding some workforce housing possibilities on lots where we have dilapidated or vacant buildings.
Is that all?
Yeah, are you tired now?
Good report.
Oh, I guess Bob did want me to go over this. Did you want me to talk about this real quick?
Sure.
Okay. In meetings that you might see me at, you might see me with this little pad, and I might start drawing because I doodle. That's my nature. And what this is a sketchbook. It's a part of the sketchbook project at the Brooklyn Art Library. They've been doing these sketchbook projects for 3 years now and have over 20,000 sketchbooks filled by people like any of us. They can be from artists, but they also are from any walk of life, from all over the world. They have them cataloged and digitized. You can search through them. You create your title and everything, and you give a lot of search words, hashtags, for things that people can look at. This one's going to be called Small Town Big Future, and I'm cataloging our work through the DOT project as we're developing a larger place for ourselves, whether it's the Veterans Walk or Freedom's Trail or any of those things. I'm going to all these meetings, I doodle anyhow, so let's make the doodles count. And actually this will then be cataloged and digitized, and people can actually search it out and find out what's happening in a small rural town in the Midwest in America as they try to be relevant in the 21st century. And it's all with sketches, and I can do some collage and stuff like that, but 18 pages front and back. So if you see me, that's what I'm working on.
And thanks, Kim. Great. See that there's a lot of things that are going on behind the scenes, and sometimes they don't bear direct results to keeping the water going and the streets plowed, but help make our city better and more efficient. And really appreciate the extra effort that has gone into that. So thanks a lot, Kim and Misty. Want to make the public aware of a housing development authority has a Pink South Dakota program that they've announced, looking for some volunteer group that might provide some labor. South Dakota Housing Authority would pay for the paint and primer, and so the idea is a group forms a team, finds a home, and makes an impact by making our community look a little better by taking one of the houses that might need a paint job to help do that. I've got the information here, and if you know of a group that might be interested, have them give us a call at City Hall. We'll get that paperwork for them to fill out and volunteer for that. I'm excited. Looks like our workforce housing initiative, we're looking at a potential breakthrough in solving, as one of the developers said, our workforce housing crisis here in Hot Springs. I think I'm proud of the city, the efforts that our staff and you as a council have made in stepping up and moving forward to lay the groundwork to make that happen. First of all, we accomplished a housing study that documented the fact that we do need workforce housing. As a council, this council, previous council passed a plan to prime the pump, not necessarily develop houses, but to prime the pump by making excess city properties available, and that was a very, very important step. And of course, we're nearing the time where hopefully we'll get RFPs for the Canton Avenue lot. It looks like there is some good indications based on the communications we've received that will happen. The Armory is the next, the Armory lots are the next on the area to come. Another thing that our city has done to incentivize and spur building has been the 5-year tax rebate initiative that you all, this council passed, and that's been important. We've seen a tremendous growth in building, doubled in 2018 the number of building, the amount of building permits that were authorized and given in 2017. We've done, have gotten Boulder Falls paved. There's 6 new homes that all have been sold, people moving in to Hot Springs from different places, living in those homes. So there's been a lot that the city has done. And now, because of, I think, these steps taken, we've got at least 2 developers that are interested in coming and building workforce housing in Hot Springs. we have, I think, a good setup. We have a community action team that meets periodically. The last meeting had a number of people representing everyone from realtors to developers, to builders, to members from the community that are interested in seeing this problem solved. And by working together, united like that, is one way that we can certainly ensure that we meet that need for workforce housing, which will help us keep the VA here, also provide opportunities for the state veterans home to expand and hopefully attract some other small businesses to Hot Springs. You can't do it if you don't have houses. And so I appreciate the work that you as council have done to make that happen. One other thing I just wanted to mention, that we'll be meeting in the near future with Black Hills Energy. We may have the potential to save on our energy bills by signing up for renewable energy participation. So we'll be looking at that, and that will be coming to the council probably through Public Works, and just to ensure that you're aware that that's coming. With that, that ends my report, and I would ask for a motion to go into executive session.
Make a motion to go into executive session, SDCL 1-25-2, 3 legal.
Been moved and seconded to go into executive session. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And since the other room is empty, I would ask that the council back in session at 8:25. I'd ask for a motion to reconsider item F based on our legal counsel's advice. We do have the opportunity to vote on reappointing Kara and Brian Powers to the Historic Preservation in light of Sam's abstention. So I'd accept a motion to make that appointment.
I make a motion to reappoint Kara Hagan and Brian Powers to the Historic Preservation Commission for a 3-year term, 2019 to 2021.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to make that appointment. Are there any questions, comments, or discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries, they're appointed. The other item that we need to consider is the possible motion and discussion to approve an amendment to legal services billing our paralegal at the rate of $70 an hour, and added to that would be making that effective as of the 20th of January. Or the 15th of January.
I make a motion to approve an amendment to the legal service billing contract to include billing for paralegal work at a rate of $70 an hour, being retroactive to 1/15/19.
Second.
It moved and seconded that we approve the amendment to our legal services contract. Any questions, comments, or discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And accept the motion to adjourn. So moved. I think there was 5.
I give it to Bill because he not only said it, but he moved.
Moved and seconded, we adjourn. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you all.
Stay by yourself.